What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Hsu.com,
and we're here for 50 Cent, Gerard Butler, O'Shea Jackson in Den of Thieves.
Den of Thieves. Yeah, a movie that I haven't seen much trailer for, but this is a movie that people keep asking me about. They say, Jake, you want to see Den of Thieves? Like, my brothers are really into this, you know, all the heist movies. And the heist movies are very popular.
I personally love heist movies.
Yeah, like The Town by my boy Ben Affleck.
Ocean's 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, all that stuff. But obviously, Gerard Butler, coming off of Geostorm and 50 Cent, you know, kind of makes you wonder some things. And plus, of course, time, it being so early in January. And I think this was supposed, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, I believe this was supposed to open last year at some point. And then it got pushed back. I could be wrong. Could be mistaken this with another action film. But I mean, this is a movie that's kind of evergreen. They can put it out whenever. It's gonna, you know, be fine.
It'll do how it's gonna do.
It'll do what it's gonna do. Yeah, yeah. Den of Thieves, what'd you think?
Loved it.
Loved it.
It was good, really good. I thought it was intense the entire time. You know, the movie started right off well, the way I like it. You know, starting off with what happened at the beginning? I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, you gotta believe this guy.
What was happened?
Donut. Armored car.
Yes.
Donut.
Yeah. Started off right with
the intro heist.
Started off right from the movie starts with a nice boom.
Yeah.
And then I liked it a lot. Yeah, I thought the movie was really good. It kept me on my feet. Did exactly what it's supposed to do. Heist movie. When we actually get to the heist, which is actually kind of like, it's not even like at the last like 20 minutes. It's like, when does it start? About halfway?
Probably about 90 minutes in, leaving us with an hour left.
Okay, yeah, so and right when it starts for me, I thought it was intense the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time I was wondering, oh, wait, where's the... Because I know how... I think everyone who's watching this movie knows how it's going to end in some way, shape, or form. We all know people are going to die.
Yeah.
You can expect that, and you all know more than likely, probably, if it's a traditional heist movie, someone's probably going to get away with it or something like that, or I want to learn how this, you know, I'm watching like Ocean's 11 wondering...
I think the last heist movie I saw was Logan Lucky, and that one ended in a very odd way. So
Logan Lucky, but it had the traditional ending still, where
it has a twist that doesn't make much sense, and I still waited for someone to explain that ending.
Well, Logan Lucky was a big letdown, but anyway, Den of Thieves for me was not a big letdown. I really enjoyed this movie. 50 Cent didn't really have a huge part.
Yeah.
He was really supporting actor.
Yeah.
But the scenes he was in, I had no problem with him. You know, Josh Bell wasn't a fan of his acting. I didn't think there was anything wrong with his acting. He didn't have much lines either. Didn't have a problem with it.
50 Cent.
Yep.
Yeah. 50, whatever.
Curse Jax. But when you say whatever, to me, he didn't have enough lines to even judge, really.
No, yeah.
He didn't really have much.
What they did with his character, I just think, didn't give him much to work with. So I mean,
but that wasn't him, though. Is what I mean.
But I think when he is in certain moments, he seems very ingenuine. Like in the in the very first opening sequence, when we get back to the garage, all the guys are taking off their masks, and 50 Cent's the only one that I didn't believe was in the heist. He's not sweating, like his mask's already off, and he's just kind of there, and he just feels like he's this presence that doesn't really belong in the movie.
Oh, okay, I didn't get that.
No, and that's fine. I mean, like, definitely for me, that was Mr. Bell's complaint. I wasn't like, oh, 50 Cent, you know. I mean, I had my gripes about another actor, but it wasn't 50. He was whatever.
I thought O'Shea Jackson was good. I thought that who's the main lead, in charge of the heist?
Pablo.
Anyone know his real name?
Pablo.
No.
I think his real name's Pablo.
And in the movie?
His name's Pablo in the movie?
Oh, I don't know. I thought
I think his first name's Pablo.
Okay.
I forget his last name.
Well, I thought
We're
was
gonna
good.
find out. Yeah.
I enjoyed him too. And Gerard Butler, I'm a fan of him. I like him in Olympus Has Fallen, London, Law Abiding Citizen. I love him in Law Abiding Citizen. This movie had little tropes of the town. You know?
Schreiber.
So yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Pablo Schreiber.
Enjoyed it a lot.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kent.
Thumbs up.
Den of Thieves. The only thing stolen was my time. No, I mean this is a movie that have moments of instances. Like there's moments of intensity, but overall, I just kind of found the movie to be very dreary and generic. It's definitely a movie that you find blends of other things. I think my biggest issue though is Gerard Butler. I know you obviously said that you had liked him. I don't have the biggest problem with him as most people do. You know, he does his thing. There's always that action star. We always need that kind of guy. You know, those guys are always pumping out those movies.
Keep on making them.
But man, is he so out of his element in this movie. I just feel like he's the only thing that doesn't seem real. He's the only person that seems like he's overacting. He's playing dress up. He doesn't fit the mold of like everything that's going on that has this very kind of serious, straightforward tone, because they make his character so ridiculously over the top. You know, we were already joking before this started. Like in every scene, he has a cigarette or he's eating something
or drinking
to make like his you know, to make his talking even more like, you know, just doesn't care about anybody. Every scene, like anytime he talks, there's little dubs of leather rubbing together because he rocks his leather jacket everywhere. Like most of this movie, that's all I kept hearing was his leather jacket rubbed together. It just feels like he's really trying to do a Denzel impersonation from Training Day, or trying to kind of do the modern Harvey Keitel's Bad Lieutenant, and it just doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel real, and he's the most unlikable character in the movie. And I don't think it's really the best thing to have an unlikable sheriff, right? Like there could be flaws, there could be things about that character that has issues, but I think he's more unlikable than, let's say, the bad guys even, or at least intriguing. Like at least the bad guys, while they're not likable, obviously because they harm a lot of people, you know, at least there's some intrigue there. With Gerard Butler, he's just straight up not likable, and the movie goes out of the way to show you how unlikable it is. Another problem with this movie is that it's 2 hours and a half. And there is so much we could cut from this movie. We have a scene where 50 Cent needs to play daddy and has to...
I actually enjoyed that.
Lay down the law with the prom date. Like,
honestly, I enjoyed that.
It was something that in a 2 hour and 30-minute movie could have been cut. It wasn't necessary. If you want to take these guys as all serious threats as we do, we don't need a comedy break from Bad Boys 2.
I enjoyed it.
We also have like this constant going back to Gerard Butler's home life and what a horrible...
Okay, that's what I was saying. If you want to cut anything out, you could probably cut out any scene with his wife and kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Because all it does is make him less likable and just more of a person you just don't like.
Which doesn't really, unless you can convince me, doesn't even move the story forward either.
What? Making him
not
unlikable?
Liking him, yeah.
No, absolutely, because
it has nothing to do with that. It's more of a heist.
And like I understand that this character is flawed, but because at the end you kind of get this attitude that this is not a good cop situation. This is a guy who considers his sheriff department a gang, and they don't take prisoners, as they like to say it in one of the opening moments, even though that's kind of shown with hypocrisy throughout the rest of the film. But yeah, I mean, they just paint him this way, but there's no arc there. So he's just this character you don't like, and every time he's on screen, you're just like, okay, I get it. The dude's a bad guy. There's this really unnecessary, like, 7-minute scene of this guy, of him going into their couple friend's house, his ex-wife. It's just all, like, I don't know what they were trying to drive home, because there's no arc for that character to grow, right? Like, it's just, we're gonna beat it into your head that this guy is excuse my language, a dick. And they're just going to keep showing us instances. And then there's one little moment where they try to give him some empathetic, like, oh no, but he really does care about his kids moment, and it just feels so fake and so forced. So with the movie focusing on him,
I didn't understand the teppanyaki scene. Why did he do that to O'Shea?
Okay, well, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in 1 second. Let me finish up with just general stuff. We could kind of get into the details. So O'Shea Jackson was fine. I'm trying to think. So like the whole movie revolving around Gerard Butler outside of the heist, I think, was a mistake. Even though I wouldn't say like it is so much about Gerard Butler, but we spend the most time with him and O'Shea equally, and I feel like we could have taken it from another character's perspective. It would have been far more interesting. And obviously the plot holes come in, and that's what we'll get into right now. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Plot hole, though?
Yeah, I would say. Would you say that's kind of a dumb thing to do?
Is that a plot hole, though?
I mean, for me, the plot holes begin at this kind of area. And yeah, I would kind of say, like...
I didn't understand that. Yeah. I understood, I think, everything in the movie except for that. I didn't see what was the point of that?
No, I thought the same thing.
Ken, do you have any opinion on that? What was the point of that?
What was that point?
I don't know. He, like,
that's what we're asking.
He put him on blast at the teppanyaki restaurant. But how did that advance or do anything for the story? Or even, why did he want him to get O'Shea in trouble?
I would say your initial kind of reaction is, A, that he wants everyone to be on toes around O'Shea, right? He wants to know O'Shea to know that he's not safe in either situation. You know, I think he wants to provide dominance, and I just think him being a dick and not a very, you know, I mean, they don't allude to him that he's some great detective, but like maybe it's just kind of his flawed thinking that he is more of an irrational person who likes to throw his weight around rather than be a rational person. A lot of things in this movie don't necessarily make sense, and of course there's the big twist at the end and the big payoff, if you will, which doesn't feel very rewarding, which I don't think did anything for the movie. And
the people that we were with loved that ending.
We also had 2 walkouts.
Yeah, but no, I don't consider those, no.
Yeah, I mean, they walked out of the movie about 45 minutes in.
Yeah, but I think those,
time.
yeah, those 2 weren't even paying customers. They just walked in and then.
Well, I'm sure they came to the movie to see a movie, and they chose Den of
they were
Thieves.
already here, waiting for
just killing time.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Regardless, we had 2 walkouts out of the movie. I mean,
we didn't.
everyone could theorize, but we had 2 people who walked out of the movie. So, I mean, as much as they loved it, I didn't care for it, and then 2 people walked out. So, Ed, if you will,
English.
as you will, take it as you will. No, overall, I didn't find the movie to be anything.
So for
special.
him, boom. For me, boom.
Can't do that. That's trademarked.
By who?
By Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel and the Roger Ebert State. Thumbs up in movie reviews.
Who's this guy?
I'm just saying, it's honest. It's honest.
He didn't like it. I liked
There
it.
you go.
This guy. Den of Thieves.
Stole my time. That was about it.
Great heist film. All right, next week, my friend, is a movie that a lot of younger adults have been waiting for a long time.
Long time.
Not
Going
one,
on
not 2.
4
Part
years
3.
now.
Maze Runner.
Right? 4 or 5 years now?
Death Cure.
Death Cure.
Are you expecting anything out of it?
After Scorch Trials, no. I was not a fan of Scorch
A lot of people were let down. I was not.
You like Scorch Trials?
I like them both.
Yeah. No,
But I like
wasn't a fan
YA
of
films.
Scorch
I
Trials.
like the Legions, for heaven's sakes. Or no, that's not what they're called.
They're called, well, Divergent.
Divergent.
Allegiance, the second one.
I like the
Or is
Divergent
this
films.
Insurgent, the second one, and Allegiant, the third film?
Yeah. So I like those. I like YA.
Yeah.
I can actually admit I enjoyed the Twilight movies.
You're just giving your opinion so much more credit.
I just enjoyed them.
Hey, that's fine. Hopefully you'll enjoy the third one. I hope I enjoy
hoping
the
I
third
do.
one. The last thing I want to do is sit through another disappointing film. If you want to hear more about 12 Strong, another movie that I reviewed this week, go click that white eye and check out that
Do you know
review.
why I want to enjoy Maze Runner?
Why?
Because Rory can be there.
Yeah. I want to enjoy everything I see too.
I don't
But
think
at the
so.
same time, I'm also just more realistic about it.
I don't believe you.
Really?
No.
I wouldn't subject myself to,
Torture?
200 plus movies a year if I didn't want to find good ones. I'm just not in denial about it when I see them. Not saying you are, but I just, I'm just honest.
I love it. ChasingCinema.com?
Known as the Film Lovers website.